Have you ever wondered what will happen if two giants of the entertainment world collaborate to work in the vast and confusing realm of the J-pop industry? Well, you will get to see that now 'cause the American record label, Geffen Records, and the South Korean multinational conglomerate, HYBE, are doing exactly that. HYBE and Geffen are once again collaborating to produce a global girl group via an audition called Prelude or World Scout. I am not sure about the title, but the subtitle is definitely The Final Piece. And the final piece has promised to select a grand total of
1
member. Fantastic. This is just sad. The first thing that you must know about the final piece is that it's sort of like a sequel or a spin-off to another truly global audition program called The Debut, Dream Academy, which was an extremely peaceful and unproblematic show that had an equally peaceful and unproblematic documentary called The Pop Star Academy, Cat's Eye. For those who don't get it, I'm being sarcastic. There was chaos before, after, and during the Dream Academy, and of course, that affects the Prelude as well, but I don't think as many people are interested in this particular project. Dream Academy had a wider viewership cause. 1, it had a diverse group of contestants, and 2, it was fan vote based. Now, let's talk about Prelude, which is being exclusively broadcasted on the Japan-only network, Abema TV. The premise of the show is that 3 members, who previously featured on the Dream Academy, are guaranteed to debut in the upcoming global girl group, and 1 member, yes, that's right, 1 singular member, would be handpicked from thousands of applicants to debut alongside the 3 of them. This is a documentary-style show. The actual audition had long ended, and I think the group will debut shortly after this show ends. Personally, I find the concept to be super sad. Just think about the odds of winning this. It's so depressing. I think there were over 14,000 applicants. My main reason for watching this show was to see how much and how efficiently the producers try to integrate this show in the J-pop landscape, because that will indicate how the future group will function in there. So far, it seems that they will follow the footsteps of previous groups made by K-pop companies in Japan. That is, they will barely do anything. Yeah, I don't know why I was expecting more. Anyways, the other reason for watching it was to see how they portray the contestants, because if you consider how Japanese contestants are usually depicted in K-pop shows. To be honest, I was doubtful. I have trust issues regarding this matter. Thanks to Produce 48, of course. I must say that they showed the contestants in a more positive light than I expected. Like when the dance coach, Nikki Paramo, was saying that she was surprised by the vocals cause she wasn't expecting the girls to have as much talent. I was like, yeah, totally. A K-pop audition depicting Japanese girlies as talented individuals. Now that's groundbreaking stuff. Moving on to the next topic. The pre-selected members Lexi, Samara, and Emily already showcase a level of sophistication that is hard to match. Plus, they give the audience a sense of cohesion, which makes me think that they should just debut as a trio. For anyone, no matter how talented, to join them now and blend in completely with them would be difficult. Clearly, the selection won't only be based on talent, but also on chemistry amongst the girls. Okay, now, let's talk about the show. It looks well made. I mean, for a documentary-style show, the stage setup and production is alright. The structure of the show is fast-paced. For better or for worse, it doesn't focus too much on the contestants, so the rapid eliminations don't come off as extremely cruel. But I just can't stop thinking what a huge waste of time and energy it is for, 99% of the contestants. not to mention how disheartening it is. However, I have a real problem with the dance evaluation round. They made a bunch of girls stand in line and freestyle, and then randomly picked the ones they liked. I mean, were the judges even able to see everyone? The desperation of those girls to be seen and selected was so sad. Was it really impossible to do individual evaluations, or at least do a 2v2? I found the whole idea to be so upsetting. And I also felt that they already had their favorites and just ignored everyone else. Now, for anyone who is confused about the role of Sakura and others in this show, let me explain. In Japanese reality shows, they tend to have a group of commentators / reactors who watch the content and comment on it, kind of like sports commentators. Their job is to simplify and explain the content to the viewers, and also to give new insights and information that the viewer is unaware of. The commentators are doing an okay job. I don't think they are over-explaining, but I think they could give a little more screen time to Rino Sashihara and Hikarohi. As a professional commentator, Hikarohi should be allowed to lead. As for Rino, I think they should lean more towards her experiences in the J-pop industry. Right now, they are treating her like any random Japanese celebrity. But you gotta understand that she is more than that. She has had a long run in this industry. She has taken up various roles and excelled in all of them. She was a member of HKT48, AKB48, and STU48. Yes, all three of them. She holds the record for winning the annual AKB48 group general elections 4 times, which shows her vast influence and fan following. And she is very well renowned as the richest Japanese idol ever. Then, she became the producer of the girl groups Equals Love, not Equals Me, and I don't know how to pronounce it, Joy. And you know how the J-pop industry reacted to her becoming a producer. Yup, they had a very typical patriarchal response. And they dismissed her as a rich, frivolous woman. Of course, they also gave her little to no support. You know what's the scene in 2026? All 3 groups are thriving. Especially Equals Love, who are now invited to the big music shows and are having viral hits one after the other. I will like Prelude to focus a little bit on that, because it will show how difficult it is to survive in the J-pop industry. Even someone as influential as Rino needed to work hard and be consistent for years to get success. If Prelude is serious about working in J-pop to any extent, they have to really work for it. Yes, the company name helps, but not entirely. For now, I feel like Sashi is wasting her time here. That's just my opinion. Anyways, in the second screening, the contestants had to pick 1 out of 3 choreos, which were performed by the pre-selected members. And they had to perform it while the video of the chosen member played in the background. This was done to see how well the contestants mesh with the pre-selected members. On this, I would like to say 2 things. First, technology has really gone far. And second, this audition is so lacking in humanness. Forget about the trio flying all the way to Japan to greet the people who could potentially become their coworkers permanently. They did not even do a video call. No, it was a pre-recorded video, instead. Where is the sincerity? Where is the human touch? Certainly, not in this show. My expectations may have become way too high due to the audition shows produced by BMSG, which are super nice and friendly. BMSG auditions go above and beyond to portray contestants as individuals with feelings. They are shown as real people with their own dreams, hopes, and aspirations. They are not treated like tools whose sole purpose is to serve the company's agenda. BMSG shows are great. But even by K-pop audition standards, Prelude comes off as way too cold. Prelude spares no extra time on the contestants. I kid you not, the judges get more screen time than the contestants. This show treats the contestants like numbers. Some get selected while most of them get ignored. Some contestants get a little more spotlight, and they are able to talk about their experiences. But even after that, the show severely lacks emotional depth. The most popular contestant on this show is Jayla. Quite a number of people wish for her to be the final member. And why is she so strongly supported, you may ask? Well, that's because she was on another audition show where people saw her and connected with her. I really doubt that her fans would have supported her as passionately as they do if this show was their introduction to her. That is because Prelude doesn't allow the audience to connect with the contestants. I do hope that things change in the next episode. Otherwise, the fandom might get fractured. 'Cause the pre-existing fanbase of Prelude may feel nothing towards the final member, and they may even find her presence unnecessary. That being said, I am so glad that my faves from the No Girls audition did not participate in this. No offense to anyone, I know it's a big opportunity and that debuting under hype is like hitting a jackpot. But I would prefer my faves struggling in the J-pop industry as independent artists over them participating in this. It is hard to judge the contestants because the first episode barely focused on them. Here's what is known for sure. The second screening was supposed to have 25 contestants, but only 19 actually participated in it. So, 6 people have dropped out of the show. That includes former Produce 101 Japan The Girls contestants Kawabata Runka and Kidazum Sakura. In the never-ending list of contestants who were done dirty in Produce 101 Japan Season 3, the name that comes on top is Sakura's. She had everything going for her. Her cutesy vibe would have been perfect for the final group, the production favored her, her visual was on point, plus her voice was unique, like really sparkly. With proper training and guidance, she could have been unstoppable, but one single picture ruined it all. I don't know why she left Prelude, but she looked so happy after she was selected in round 1. Girly is plain unlucky. A dropout contestant who actually caught my eye was Yuta. She sang in an emotional, soulful way. I really like that. I mean, what is music without emotions, right? I did notice that most of the girls had participated in other auditions before. So, experience may have been a key factor in their selection. Prelude also has a lot of older contestants. Using the word older for girls in their early 20s is hurting my soul. The producers definitely have their favorites. For example, Jayla is portrayed very positively in the show. She might just be the final member. Her dance skills are good. She was in Universe Ticket before, and she has the most fan following in this show. I don't want to comment on whether or not she or any other contestant will fit in with the trio visually, 'cause visuals can be changed drastically with good styling. So, I am not taking visuals into consideration. I am going to focus on the vibes instead. 'Cause vibes are more difficult to tweak, replicate, or manufacture. And in terms of the vibes, Jayla fits in. Now for Sarah M. I think she is a great dancer, which makes sense because 1. She is a professional dancer, and 2. She got training from LDH. But I think she is a bit too strong to blend in with the trio. I think Anoka is a better pick. Kuro Ka, while Anoka has the best vocals so far. Her song choices in the Prelude are good. She was alrightish in Produce 101 Japan Season 3. Her Love Dive performance wasn't bad, but this wasn't the right song for her. She should have gone for Body and Soul instead. The biggest problem that most contestants had on Produce 101 Japan The Girls was that they blindly chose K-pop songs without taking into consideration their own strengths and weaknesses. Plus, out of sheer ignorance, they avoided J-pop songs like Plague. It didn't help that the girls had no guidance whatsoever. What a disaster. Kuwahara Ayana is perhaps the most prominently featured contestant right now. She has participated in Girls Planet 999 and was a member of the independent-ish J-pop group Riri Day. Hyuri also got some screen time. I think her voice is quite pleasant. There are no obvious mistakes in her singing techniques. However, there is one major problem. Her singing lacks emotions. She needs to work on that. The only remaining contestant who got a fair amount of screen time is Jamori Syria. I think she can win this. Since she is half American, her chances of debuting are higher. Now, let's talk about the girls who aren't favored by the producers. First of all, Rinka, who is also the oldest contestant in Prelude. She has been a part of Girls Planet 999 and Chwang, Asia, Thailand. She is a singer, songwriter, and if the show's claim of prioritizing music producers is true, then she might just make it to the group. Though I kinda doubt it. Next is Rira, who was in an audition called Black and White. It was a very low-budget show, but I still enjoyed it cause the song choices were fresh and the contestants were decently talented. Elena is really pretty, and she has a pretty voice as well. I like Aoi, Shayna, and Nara for now. From the little snippets that we got, it seems that the first two sing with good techniques and emotional depth, while Nero has a vibrant summer-like voice. I like Sarah N's voice. It's powerful and with proper vocal lessons. Sky is the limit. Do I think that Hybe should debut her now? Nope, absolutely not. But Hybe should definitely take her in as a trainee and let her debut in some other group later on. Rest of the contestants didn't really stand out. I don't think it's necessarily their fault cause the producers didn't want to focus on them at all. One thing is clear though. This show is biased. I think it's so pointless. I get it that they held the audition to generate hype, but this feels so unnecessary. Anyways, I will keep watching the final piece to see who wins. But I am not sure whether I will make another video on this. So, thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. This video was made after I watched the first episode, and I really wanted to upload it before the second episode got released. Unfortunately, my life rarely goes the way I want. Things got delayed, and now the second episode is out, and I have already watched it. So, I am gonna add my updated opinions over here. My opinions mostly remain the same, but there are a few additions. This episode focused a bit on the previously neglected contestants, but it still lacks emotional depth. The strategy that Prelude has applied to highlight certain contestants is to show their homes, parents, and have them talk about their struggles. Sure, this can make people empathize with the girls, but I think to form real connections between the girls and the audience, the show needs to give the girls some space and let them show their personalities. Prelude needs to focus on the girls' individual charms and let the audience grow fond of them on a personal level. Most editions do that, Prelude not so much. I hope that the third episode mixes things up. Okay, so the second episode continues from where the first ended. The dance round of the second screening goes on. Spotlight given to various contestants vary greatly. The two youngest contestants, Sakura and Sarah N, are given a lot of screen time, especially the youngest contestant Sakura, who is 15 years old and got greatly praised for her quote-unquote star power. To be honest with you, I don't know what to say regarding this. The dance round was okayish. Most people chose jazz funk, and it was alright. I enjoyed Jayla and Sarah M's performance from episode 1. In episode 2, I liked Rira's concert-like dance performance. Onoka K was good. Hiyori was having fun on stage. That's cool. The rest didn't impress me as much. Of course, most of them didn't get much screen time. Then the second round of the second episode began. It was a vocal test. The girls had to sing 3 Japanese songs representing 3 different genres, that is rap, pop, and R&B. And boy, those were some song choices. The first song is Drop by Hannah. I was shocked. My jaw was on the floor. It was like watching McDonald's promote Burger King. Do the showmakers not know that Hannah is the most popular girl group in Japan right now? Or are they bold enough to name the group who could potentially be their biggest rivals? The second song is Idol by Yo Asobi, and I don't know why audition shows pick this song. What's the point? None of them are going to make songs like Idol in the future. And do they not understand how difficult this song is? Like, it's not even a normal type of difficult, it's crazy difficult. The third song is Automatic, and I have opinions which I will say in a minute. But before I do that, I will request those who haven't heard the original songs to please go and listen to them. These songs are really popular in Japan, and a major reason for their popularity is their distinct charms. These songs have some key points which need to be executed perfectly otherwise.
Things will get bland.
Now, let's talk about the performances. Jayla went first, and she was all right. I understand that there may have been some nervousness at work, but she totally missed most of the quote-unquote charm points. For Drop, it was like she was reading the lyrics in a cool manner instead of rapping. Plus, she didn't highlight the pockets part, which is one of the key points of the song. For Idol, she again didn't highlight the parts that needed to be highlighted. You can call me nitpicky, but in my opinion, what's the point of covering these iconic songs if you are going to do it properly? I would not have said so much if Jayla's approach was to add her personal touch to these songs. In fact, if she had done that, I would have greatly appreciated it, but what she did was plain simple mimicry. I expected more from her. Now for her automatic performance. Let me tell you something. I am a Hikaru Utada fan, and I truly believe that if you are going to cover Utada as songs, then you have to do it perfectly, or else don't even. Jayla sounded better while singing Automatic, but she definitely didn't get the vibe. Automatic has to be velvety in texture. It needs to have a subtle sense of desire and desperation while being stylistically top-notch. Jayla didn't get that. I would say that she sounds good but lacks depth. Sarah M. sounds way better than I expected. I don't know why I expected her to be absolutely incapable of singing. Honestly, she sings well. So far, most of the pro dancers whom I have seen on audition shows sing well. Sarah M. gets the vibe a bit better than Jayla. She sounds really good, and she goes from one song to another with ease. But I agree with Presley Tucker's opinion that Sarah needed to approach the songs a bit differently. Next is Rira. I don't know what she has done to offend the showmakers, 'cause they try their best to ignore her. For example, when she danced, they mostly focused on the judges. I assume that other shows give a little more attention to people who rank as high as Rira did. Funnily enough, in the singing round, she did so good that they had to give her screen time. Let me just say that Rira didn't go there for an audition. She went there to have a concert. She got all the key points, and she connected all three songs seamlessly, though she sang Automatic in a different way. She did infuse the song with her personality, which gets a big thumbs up from me. Onoka K gave the best cover of Drop. The whole point of Drop is to embrace your individuality, and Onoka K did that. She has flow and a sense of rhythm. She highlighted the parts that were made to be highlighted, such as the pockets part. And I like that she danced while rapping. Onoka K approached Idol very differently and did a good job. Her automatic performance was immaculate. Hiyori's Drop performance was great. She passed the vibe check. Ayana's automatic performance fulfills all the criteria I listed. Elena's version wasn't as velvety as I would have preferred, but she got the vibe right. Aoi's automatic performance was beautiful. Girly, please leave this show and debut as a soloist somewhere else. Shayna was good, but I think that she should become a soloist instead. Onoka M was great. Sarah N has a powerful voice, but she needs vocal training to properly use her voice. Rinka's performance was underwhelming. She looks like she knows that she won't succeed, but still needs to go through the process. Siria's performance was surprisingly mediocre. Rest of the girls did not.
Wow.
And it seems like, other than Jayla, everyone else highlighted the pockets part and drop. Overall, Rira, Anoka K, and Hyori had the best drop performances. Rira and Anoka K's idol performances were the best. And the best automatic covers were by Ayana, Rira, Aoi, and both the Anokas. After the vocal test ended, the eliminations began, and the first thought that came to my mind was that this show is rigged. It is utterly baffling that they eliminated Sarah M. They literally took the girl whom they ranked second in the dance round and threw her out of the show. For what? 'Cause she could not blend in with the pre-selected members. We only saw Sarah perform in front of a video. We haven't seen her in a real team performance. At least give the girl a chance to prove whether or not she can blend in with a group. And you know what's worse? They chose Sakura over Sarah. What kind of nonsense is this? You are telling me that it is a good idea to choose a 15-year-old who needs serious foundational training because she has quote-unquote star power over an adult who basically already excels at everything. Does that make sense to you? Does HYBE feel a compulsive need to include minors in projects that are clearly meant for adults? Look, I have no enmity towards Sakura. But seriously, all the pre-selected members are in their 20s. What is even going on? Now, let's talk about Aoi's rank, which is 11th. I mean, I understand that she isn't the best dancer, but did you hear her sing? Seriously, 11th spot? Elena is at 10th spot, and I don't mind that. Presley's comment is so real. I like her straightforward nature. Rinka somehow survived and got 9th rank. Anoka M going from 14th to 8th rank is so justified. She has my full support. Syria ending up at 7th place is a choice. So, is having Neru at 6th spot. I like Neru's voice and Syria is nice, but their high ranks are not well deserved. Now hear this out. Rira is at 5th spot. Ayana at 4th. Anoka K at 3rd. Hyori at 2nd. And Jayla at 1st spot. Right now, the only thing that Prelude needs to do is to announce to the world that
it's rigged.
They seriously placed Rira and Anoka K at 5th and 3rd spots. Did we even watch the same performances? And look, I have nothing against Jayla, but she definitely shouldn't get the 1st spot. I know that she is the most liked contestant, but just try to look at things unbiasedly. You gotta admit that there are better candidates. And don't give me that she fits the trio's vibe reason. We have only seen people dance in front of pre-recorded videos. That's not a conclusive way of determining whether the vibes match for real or not. It is very, very obvious that the production is favoring Jayla. They are also favoring Syria, Ayana, and Anoka K. But at least Anoka has real merit. In the next screening, there will be 3 groups consisting of 4 members each. And after this round, only 4 contestants will move on to the next round. I will not be surprised if Jayla and Syria get selected for the next round, regardless of how they perform. Anoka K and Ayana may go far. But I have a feeling that the show makers will eventually invent some hocus-pocus reason to eliminate Anoka K. Of course, girls like Rira have no chance of winning, no matter how well they perform. Well, it's their audition, they can decide however they want. But they should have directly scouted the candidates they liked instead of giving false hope to thousands of individuals. That's all I have to say. Thanks for watching.